Hi.
Hello, mate. Good news from the club announcing Joao Felix arrival. What do you expect him to bring to your side?
Well, he's a quality player. Can make a difference in the final third of the pitch. Young, but has obviously still had a lot of really good experience. So he's just a quality player that gives everybody a lift.
Is this a deal that came out of the blue, or is it something you've been working on, or the club's been working on behind the scenes for quite a while, and has it been accelerated because of the injury situation?
No, we've been aware of it for a while. These things don't happen quickly, but obviously the injuries have maybe sharpened the focus a little bit. But still, it's nice to get him here, get him training today. So that's positive for us, and then we'll see for the game on Thursday.
So he was registered in time for tomorrow night.
We're still waiting for that. Still waiting for the confirmation to actually play, but he was around today.
I wanted to ask you, why didn't it work out for him at Atletico, do you think? Or why hasn't it at the moment?
I have no idea. It's not for me to sort of speculate on at all. I think sometimes these things happen in football, but for us, it's about he's a good age. The quality's there. He's a fantastic player. Like I said, his qualities in terms of playing as a second striker in between the lines, making something happen in the final third. So we're looking forward to working with him.
And transfer-wise, it's been a busy January transfer window so far for the club. 4 new arrivals already. Is there still time for more to come in?
Well, there's time, and whether we'll find the right players or not is another thing. But there's time. As I've said before, you have to look in this window to make the right decisions. But it isn't straightforward because it's complicated. We're happy with what we've done so far, but we'll keep going to try and help the team.
And now, build up to tomorrow. Have you got an update on team news? I know we were waiting to hear about Christian Pulisic, left for time, Raheem Sterling.
Yep.
Pierre's a back issue was in against Manchester City. What's the latest?
No, Pierre's fine, so he'll be in the squad for the game. Christian's a couple of months. We think hopefully less, but that's time frame there. Raheem less, but still evaluating the actual extent of it, but hopefully less than that.
And any other players likely to return any sooner at all?
No, I mean, we're making progress. Ruben's getting closer. Ben Chilwell's getting closer. Reece was out in the grass today, not training with the team, but training on his own. N'Golo's first couple of days out on training on his own as well, but still got a long way to go. So it felt a bit more positive, to see the guys out there. It gives people a lift.
Finally, for me, obviously back in Premier League action, just 1 win in 9. You don't need me really to point that out for you. Do you feel under pressure? Do you feel this is the most pressure you've had in management so far? Do you feel you desperately need a result tomorrow night?
Well, I think you always feel pressure, and the higher you go, the more pressure there is from the outside, I guess, pressure, noise, whatever you want to describe it as. And especially a club like Chelsea, the responsibility, the history, the tradition of the club, the demands of the club. Whenever you don't get the results that you want, then of course there's noise, there's criticism, there's everything that you'd expect. Then you just have to try to put it into perspective and try to keep going with your job and keep trying to improve and stay strong and get through.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
PLP.
Hi, Greg.
Hi.
Looking back at the most recent performance against City, it wasn't the result you wanted against City, but how encouraging was it that despite the early injuries, your players still showed a lot of intensity, created chances?
Yeah, I mean, it was a positive performance overall. We were pleased with lots of things we did. Like I said, after the game, not easy to recover from the 2 key ones we lost, but the players did it in a good way. I think Manchester City are obviously a top opponent, and having said that, we matched them, and it was quite an even game. I thought in that Stamford Bridge game. So there's positives to take from there.
Looking at Fulham tomorrow, how impressed have you been with them, with the way Marco Silva has been leading them so far this season?
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. Promotion, they have the belief, they've built on that. Really well organised, in and out of possession, know exactly what they're doing, and they're a tough team to play. So he's done a fantastic job.
We saw Fulham so far against the teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man United, played with a lot of courage. Is that something you expect for them tomorrow, especially at home?
They play with courage. They play with personality. The points they have, they're not an accident. They've earned them. They deserve them. So they're up there on merit, and they've got the points on merit as well. So tough game, but London derby, and we're looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
John, 5 Live.
Hi, Graham.
Hi.
You talked about the pressure and the noise and the criticism around you. How personally do you find it? I mean, it must be a difficult thing to ignore, but how do you kind of go about it? How do you deal with it?
Well, you have to understand that it's part of the job. I think you only have to look at some of my colleagues in a similar position. Pep, for example, in his first season would have been criticised, I think, quite heavily. I think Mikel Arteta has had to endure quite a period of criticism. I think Jurgen Klopp in the first few years would have got some criticism as well, and these guys are fantastic. So you understand, and I think football is, it's emotional. When you lose, you don't really think about it. You feel it. You feel the pain, you feel the suffering, you feel the discomfort, and sometimes it's hard to understand the why, and it's easy just to blame somebody. So and I'm sitting here saying, well, it's not like I've been absolutely perfect, so they're not completely wrong. But I think it's always very complex, and you just try to put it into perspective. You try to remember that you're capable. You try to remember how you got here, and 2 months ago I was considered to be a top coach, and if you consider the people that I've played against and played with, and they would probably say the same. But at the same time, I also acknowledge that the results we have haven't been good enough for us, and then you have to accept and deal with it as best you can, and try to put it in perspective and keep moving forward.
Have you spoken to Joao at all? Do you speak to him regularly about the situation? What's he said to you?
Yeah, I've spoken in regular dialogue with all the owners. They've been really supportive. Fantastic. Speak on a regular basis, 2 or 3 times a week, I would say, they've been nothing but supportive.
And is one of your big challenges trying to lift your players? Because I suspect confidence is now, no matter the lack of it, is a massive issue, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't so long ago we played well against Bournemouth. We played against Manchester City, a good game. Back-to-back games against Manchester City in the space of three days, and the second game in the Etihad, in the moment that we're in, isn't the best fixture you can ask for in the world. That's for sure. And yeah, we're not in a top moment, but these guys are experienced. They're honest. They've been fantastic to work with throughout. They're hurting just like everybody else is. So we have to take our responsibilities. We have to face up to our responsibilities and do our best and try to get the 3 points.
Moose, talk sport.
Graham, it's clear that it's not going to be a quick fix getting Chelsea back to where they were. How much time do you personally think you're going to need?
Well, it's not like I can give you a time frame. I don't know, that would be strange for me to do if I had that sort of intelligence to be able to foresee that time there. I mean, what I would say is at the moment, if you just look at what we have at the moment and where we're at in terms of the players that we've got unavailable, it can skew the picture a little bit. So if we had those guys back, then the picture changes. I really do. I don't think we're as far away as we may think from the outside. But at the same time, you have to keep going from window to window, keep trying to improve the squad, keep trying to improve the culture, keep trying to develop the football idea, keep moving forward. As much as these periods are not nice, and they're not, I think sometimes you have to use them as a way to get through them and be stronger as a result of it. But at the time, it's not pleasant.
It would seem that the only thing you can win this season is Champions League if you win that competition. But top 6, top 4, is that still an objective?
Well, I think it's always an aim. We've got a lot of points to play for, but at the same time, I think I'll be wasting my time if I'm worrying about what we're going to do in 5 months' time. I need to focus on the next day's training and the next match. That's where we're at the moment. We can improve a lot. We can be a lot more positive quickly with results, with players, with improved performances, and things can change. The picture can change quickly. But at the moment we're suffering and we have to accept it, but work through it.
funny with Joao Felix. He has played as a central striker for Atletico Madrid as well as out wide in a number 10 position. The central striking position here at Chelsea, bar Drogba and bar Costa, has been a problem for 20 odd years. Is he going to be a man to come in and help solve that problem for you, or are you going to play him elsewhere?
My thoughts are that you have to fix the team, and it's not just one person to solve your problems. I think you have to fix the team. You have to attack better, create more chances, and then I think whoever's playing there can score and the team can win. That's what we have to do. That's the focus. But clearly, Joao's a top player. He's a talented player, and he can help the team.
Okay, last question in the broadcast section. Liam, Athletic.
Hi, Graham.
Hi.
Just to follow up on Felix, I know you're waiting to find out if he's registered for Fulham, but how confident are you that he can make an immediate impact in a new team, a new league, and what are the qualities do you think he gives you that the other forwards, that maybe complement the other forwards that you have?
Well, he's been training regularly and he's had game time, so I think from a physical perspective, he can go in. I mean, it's always a little bit unknown because you're going from one country to another country, and there's always an adaptation period. But in terms of how long that takes, it can go from case to case and player to player. I look at him, I see a confident person, a confident player. Player that's able to impose himself on the game. His personality, his attributes are that he can take the ball, he can take it in tight spaces, make the difference in the final third, make some passes. I think he complements what we have as well. So he's a nice addition. We're really looking forward to working with him.